What's up, guys? The time has come for me to quit Marvel Strike Force. I wanted to make this video to answer a few things, including what led me to this decision, what does this ultimately mean for my channel and all the Marvel Strike Force resources that we make, and of course, I wanted to take one more opportunity to thank you guys for all the amazing support that has allowed us to create this incredible community. So on that note, let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to do this video in 3 sections. Section 1, why am I quitting Marvel Strike Force? Section 2, what does this mean for the future of the channel and all the resources and other content? And finally, Section 3, where I want to issue a lot of thank yous to all of the people, including you, dear viewer, who has allowed me to get to this point while doing what I love and allowed us to build this amazing community. So on that note, I've got some notes in front of me, and let's get right into it. So question number 1, why am I quitting Marvel Strike Force? So there's definitely a combination of many factors, but in my mind, there's definitely one major reason. I think a lot of people were expecting me to say something along the lines of like, I have had enough. Finally, I'm just so frustrated with this mechanic or that mechanic or this cash grabbing tactic. And while there have been certainly some annoyances about the game, some have gotten better, some have gotten worse, but I've always had plenty of things about the game that have annoyed me. That's just kind of part of it. And I try not to really put too much of that out there because at the end of the day, we do this for recreation. People like playing video games to have fun, and I don't want them to associate what they do for fun to kind of distract them from all of the stresses of real life so that they can listen to me angrily venting about how this is BS and that needs to be fixed and we're being taken advantage of and we're getting scammed. It's just too much negativity. And again, we play this to have fun. So there are little things about the game that frustrate me, but it's not that I've gotten to a point where I'm boiling over on all my frustrations and I've had enough. In fact, more importantly, this is my dream job. It allows me to do 2 of my favorite things, play video games and entertain people, hopefully. And I feel that I do that the best when I am in good spirits and when I'm having a lot of fun. And so to that point, I have found a game that I am really, really enjoying, and that is Marvel Future Revolution. And so the most simplified answer I can give is I found a game that I'm enjoying even more. So I'm going to cover that. So that's essentially why I'm quitting. To give a little bit more context there, I've always considered myself an MMORPG player at heart. I come from MMOs. They've always been my favorite. And Marvel Future Revolution is striking this kind of perfect balance where a lot of the MMO aspects that I really enjoy, I'm getting to really dig into. The theory crafting, especially in the early game, is really, really good. And it's a pretty easy transition for a lot of the members of my community. Players who prefer mobile games, it's a mobile game. Players who have an affinity for Marvel stuff, it's a Marvel game. So yeah, it just kind of worked out really well where it's new, it's exciting, it is the exact kind of game that I enjoy, and a lot of my community can kind of come with me and try it out. So currently it is in soft launch in Canada, only for Android users. But if you'd like to join us in Marvel Future Revolution, you don't have to be in Canada. I'm not. I have a video on my YouTube channel. If you have an Android device or a PC, you are able to play. Go watch my video that shows you how. If you are, for whatever reason, not able to get into the soft launch, the game is globally launching in less than 3 weeks. So very, very soon. And the global launch is August 25th, and it will be available to everyone worldwide, all platforms. Having said that, as for the smaller factors, yes, I was feeling a bit of burnout, but that's natural. It's not my first time feeling a bit burnt out on MSF, but when you commit to that type of game that involves a lot of grinding, a part of the challenge of really performing well at the top is having the grit to push through some of the grindier parts, so I just accept that as part of the experience, and I've definitely had much more grindy, much more mind-numbing windows of gameplay in other games. So it's definitely not the main reason I'm quitting. And again, I'm not looking to bash the game too much. I will say I wasn't a fan of how they slowly whittled away at many of the theory crafting opportunities. They just really started hard coding a lot of things and being really, really restrictive with exactly which characters you had to use and exactly which gear tiers and all these factors that didn't leave a lot of opportunity for creativity and ingenuity. But there was still ample opportunity for that with things like Alliance War, so yeah, it wasn't too bad. That said, though, my favorite memories from MSF include times when player ingenuity outshined their balance design. Those are really the moments that I live for. So a couple highlights for me throughout my MSF playing career. For those of you that don't know, when Dark Dimension was initially released, I was one of a couple players who, right when it came out, was playing through the very first stage of it. And as soon as I beat the stage, I had done a really good job in that I played all the way through, and every character that I took in finished with full health, and they had all their cooldowns available for the next stage. And as soon as the final enemy was defeated, I got an anomaly detected screen and the game crashed. And that was really annoying because it took like 30 minutes. So I immediately ran back and did it again. And of course, all this is playing out on stream. And I play through it again. I finish with everyone full health, all their cooldowns ready. The final enemy goes down, anomaly detected again. And at this point, I'm pretty annoyed because I've just wasted over an hour of my time. At which point I'm informed by one of the developers that I can stop for now because I'm triggering their cheat detection because they did not believe that that was possible to finish with everyone full health and all their cooldowns available, even though I played through it clear as day on stream. So I like things like that where I have an opportunity to demonstrate a proficiency in the game that's exceeding at least some people's expectations. Another one more recently, when Longshot and Shatterstar were released, we thought up a very clever team composition, credit to Livepool in particular on this one, and it featured several shield minions, and it allowed, in some instances, for a player to completely eliminate a stronger team, not only just punching up on a stronger enemy team, but you could beat them without the opponent getting to take a single turn. You could literally just focus out every member of their team, and all they could do is just load in and watch. And obviously, they weren't designed to do that, but it was, I was just really proud of us for coming up with something that allowed us to do that. It wasn't perfectly reliable. It involved some RNG, but you could pull it off. And so, yeah, it was just fun. Like, oh, look what we figured out how to do. I like those moments where we get to be creative. And of course, that immediately led to it being hot fixed. But yeah, those are some of the moments that stand out for me. I like, getting creative and seeing if we can come up with something really, really powerful and effective. So many of the recent changes, as I mentioned, definitely dictate exactly which characters at which gear levels and all sorts of other stipulations, which I find too restrictive to allow for fun, creative, engaging gameplay, but they do it for balance reasons so that they can balance the content exactly how they want it. And of course, it's good for other metrics for them. But anyway, not to get too much into recent issues I had with MSF, because again, it wasn't really about that. I'm relying on my passion for what I do to shine through in my content, and I'm really, really enjoying MFR right now. So I want to cover a game that I really enjoy and that I can share that joy with you guys. So that's it. All right, question number 2, what does this mean for the future of my channel and my MSF content? So as you may have guessed, you're going to start seeing a lot more Marvel Future Revolution content as we're gearing up for global launch of the game, which again is August 25th, just under 3 weeks away. So this doesn't mean that there won't be any more MSF content. There just likely won't be any more MSF videos or live streams. So to explain, first and foremost, my Discord server, which anyone is welcome to join, and it is the single best place to keep up with my going-ons. I check in on Discord several times every single day, make all kinds of announcements, anything I'm working on, anything I post, and you can just message me there. I try to answer any messages I get. So you can find me on Discord, and it is specifically my server, home to just an absolute ton of MSF resources, including infographics, spreadsheets, Discord bots that summon statistics and information, event calendars, just a ton of useful stuff. So not only is all of that sticking around, but it's going to continue to be updated. The patch infographics that I release each patch are now created via modules, and the other Brain Trust members still play MSF every single day, and they have very generously volunteered to continue producing and updating these infographics for you guys. So I will continue providing art assets to them for helping post and promote those infographics. So I'll also continue updating many of the bot commands, including things like the upcoming Blitz schedule. So yeah, we're still going to be providing as many MSF resources to you guys as we can. But my personal focus is, of course, going to be on MFR because that's what I'm excited to play. So it is my goal that my Discord server remains a massively helpful resource hub for any and all games that we play. As for future Marvel Future Revolution content, I've been jamming the game pretty much non-stop since soft launch. I'm ranked inside the top 20 for every game mode in the hopes that I can provide you guys really helpful content. So I will be making infographics for that game. I've actually already released a couple, including a character selection guide, as well as the first in a new series of build guides featuring my main character, Captain Marvel. I'm going to do the other characters as we go. As for whether or not I'll ever return to MSF, unlikely, but not impossible. If their development team wanted to offer me some sort of like a consulting fee to help them improve their game, I might consider something like that, but I don't see that happening, so I wouldn't hold your breath. I have found another game that I really enjoy, that I'm really excited to make content for, so that's what I'm going to pursue. And finally, how do I feel about this whole Marvel Strike Force content creator journey now that all is said and done? In short, in a wild ride. I'm going to make a follow-up video talking about my entire journey as a content creator because it's a story that I'm really proud of. But for the sake of keeping this video short, I'm just going to touch on the cliff notes of the MSF saga. So for those of you that don't know, I've been playing Marvel Strike Force since the soft launch, which was a few months before the global launch. Until I quit, I logged on every single day without missing a day, and our community has certainly left a lasting impact on the Marvel Strike Force landscape, and I'm very, very proud of that. We developed a tier list for the characters that was so well respected that the developers themselves have confirmed that more than once they've used it as a reference when balancing and designing new characters, so that's a big honor to me. We were the first to produce Blitz predictions for many months. We were the only group producing Blitz predictions. Our Discord has been the origin point for so much of the vernacular that's now common in MSF. Things like the phrase sure to win Blitz team. I think they were called like infinite streak teams by another content creator prior. Something like many of the team names that people use colloquially, like BKT, came from our Discord server. That one got so popular that the devs actually started using that one on their own internal test builds. Again, it's just kind of a badge of honor for me to have had that level of an impact on a game, to have shaped it. It's just really, really cool. And it's the kind of thing that you dream of as a content creator. I've leaked many exciting new announcements and features, some of which I was supposed to, some of which I was not supposed to. I participated in some particularly notable April Fool's pranks, some of which are still talked about to this day. I have collaborated with just about every notable Marvel Strike Force content creator and produced content that has accrued millions of minutes of watch time, which is just kind of mind-boggling. I've streamed Marvel Strike Force on the front page of Twitch. I've interviewed developers. I've been flown out to their offices to preview new content and give feedback, which is just crazy. I've exposed major bugs. I've exposed major exploits in the game, many of which have been directly influencing like immediate hotfixes and stuff. So it's just really, really cool to have shaped the course of this game, and it's been a pleasure. It's been a hell of a ride. We just recently crossed 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a massive, massive achievement. So thank you guys so much for the support, because at the end of the day, you guys are what make this all possible. So I could also spend an entire video thanking all of the people along the way who have helped make this possible, but to try to keep it brief, I do just want to make sure to state this has not been a solo effort, and not by a long shot. For the most part, I've had my face on it, but since the beginning, I've had the support of an amazing cast of people. Huge shout out to past and present Discord mods, Twitch mods, YouTube mods. Major thanks to the data miners, the scoopers, and the leakers who've sent me all sorts of goodies. Big thanks to many of the other past and present Marvel Strike Force content creators who've helped me to get to where I am today, sharing a lot of wisdom and insight. In particular, I want to thank OMG for really acting as a mentor to me in the early days, especially when I was brand new to YouTube. Big thanks to the sponsors of the channel. Huge shout out to past and present members of the Brain Trust who've dedicated countless hours of their lives to debating various video game minutiae, including the current Brain Trust consisting of Livepool, Dance and Dirk, and Masaki Yosho. Special thanks to Livepool for handling a large portion of the video editing and just for generally acting as my assistant a lot of the time. But most importantly, the biggest shout out I can possibly give is to each and every one of you guys watching this video. Everything that we've accomplished has only been possible because of your support. So thank you to every Twitch follower, every Twitch subscriber, every YouTube sub, every like, every comment, anyone who's a member of the Patreon, every Discord member, anyone who's contributed their time or made a donation of any size, big or small. It all helps. And As I mentioned earlier, we just crossed 40,000 YouTube subscribers, which is amazing. And that is all because of you guys' support. So thank you so, so much. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is my career, but it also happens to be my dream job. It's essentially an internet trust fall where I put out video game content I'm passionate about, and then I hope that you guys appreciate it enough to help me keep the lights on so that I can keep making it. So it is a stressful job at times, but I would not have it any other way. Thank you guys so, so much for whatever your part in this chapter has been. Marvel Future Revolution globally launches August 25th, and I have a lot of beginner video guides to make until then. I'm gonna go get busy. Stay sexy, you hooligans, and I will see you guys real soon. Until next time. Peace!